Tenzin, I'm sorry.
Korra! What happened to my little girl?
That's okay, Korra. You did everything you could. Except the part you didn't. Anyways, elsewhere, Bull and Mako proved that Veric was trying to frame the Northern Water Tribe to force Republic City to go to war to help the South, but mostly just so Veric could get rich. Korra flies in at the end and asks the president to help once again. Let us see if Korra's diplomacy has improved.
Unalaq wants to destroy the whole world. We desperately need your help.
Still no.
Oh, failed again. But she's not beating anyone up. She's not whining or complaining or throwing furniture. She's come so far. And because Mako was right...
You were right about Veric!
He finally gets released from jail. Oh, Mako.
Going to make a great detective.
If only all our bombers could be caught red-handed at the scene of the crime and leave condemning evidence lying around and be color-coded for easy identification. How did you ever figure it out?
Mako, I missed you so much.
Yes, may have forgotten to mention, Asami and Mako, since Korra broke up with him and vanished off the face of the earth, have been growing back together. So, brace for drama?
So you're not still mad at me?
Why would I be mad?
We had that fight, remember?
No, I lost my memory for a little while.
Okay, can I get a reading on that? I was just gonna put her down for not taking responsibility for her actions. What? None? She can't remember, sir. She got amnesia. Everything is 0. I'm just Xing out 0. Across the board, zeros. Would you like to see all my zeros? No, that's fine. Anything on the scanner? You really want to know? No, perhaps that's best. You know what? Maybe amnesia wouldn't have such a bad rap as a trope in general if it wasn't constantly used just to let characters get away with shit. That's all this is. Korra doesn't have to take responsibility for any of that. Maybe the series really wishes it didn't happen, in which case, I understand. But it did happen. You needed to address it. Okay, it's awful, but those are things she can come back from. You use that. And doing it this way, Korra is a blank slate right now. She has nothing to work with.
Was it a bad fight?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, good to see Mako still in the dink. Although, to be fair, that's a really crappy situation to be in. I don't like sympathizing with Mako. Can we get this over with, please? Wait, I know that face! That's the Korra makes pretty rich girl jealous face! Just like in book 1. Still doing that, are we? Anyways, they go visit Veric in jail, and he gives them a battleship to go help the South. That's right. Characters in jail have more agency than Korra. Like, you could have at least demanded it of him or something. At least make an attempt to make something her idea. Like, bottom of the barrel here. Okay, episode 12. Let's see where we are here. Mako is attempting to work up the courage to tell Korra about the breakup. Tenzin is worried about Jinora and still trying to get along with his siblings. And Korra is...
I'm going to close the spirit portals, lock Vaatu in for another 10,000 years, and make Unalaq wish he'd never been born!
Yep, seems about right. Everyone else has developed and has something to work through. Like, what is going on in Korra's head right now? She's just mad? I guess we can assume that she's worried about Jinora, or even feeling guilty about Jinora. By association, she never says anything. You know, it might be nice to give Korra some emotional stakes, instead of just, you know, what's the worst? Bad guys. And earlier...
Mako, I missed you so much.
That is news to me. Did anyone else know that she missed Mako? She missed who? Nope, never, not once, not the scanners. I don't even have to check the scanners. Oh yeah, I think she mentioned she missed Mako. Oh, it fell. Also, you guys seem to have stumbled onto this whole Mako navigating being the Avatar's boyfriend thing, and it's hilarious because she's hot-headed and she's got a temper, and she's a bender, so she's basically a walking weapon. So, you know, if she gets bad news, she could potentially hurt him, and he's afraid that might happen. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, no, in The Legend of Korra, that's not abuse. It's hilarious in every way. Anyway, so they take the fight to the South Pole, and they end up captured. But they're ultimately saved by Boomy. Who's Boomy, you ask? Well, he's a secondary character who has more agency by accident than Korra will ever have on purpose. So you have to go up and fight Unalaq now. You've got some sort of plan, I presume.
While I close the portal so Vatu can't escape.
Okay, that sounds simple. Damn it, Korra. No, really, you opened the portal while you were being attacked, hanging upside down with one finger. Okay, so now you've got to fight Vatu. It's good. Leading up to this, what's your strategy? Are you going to use the power of your inner light to change the reality of the spirit world? Okay, well, while you're thinking about that, possibly you want to consider using your spirit bending. I mean, if Unalaq can corrupt Janora's soul, surely you should be able to try the same thing on Vatu. No! Damn it, I was gonna try something smart, but then I failed! Correct me if I'm wrong, Korra and Raava should still have an advantage, should they not? Korra has all the elements, and the knowledge and experience of all the thousands of past avatars. Should that not count for something? You can't tell me Vatu's actually been getting stronger, locked in a tree. I mean, what, he's been working out? Unless he's been doing some mad spirit chin-ups in there, this should not be a fair fight. 9,998. I'm coming, Raava. 9,999. I'm coming, Raava!
I'm locking you away for another 10,000 years, Vatu.
So, Korra looks like she's about to win, but then Unalaq bends some water at her. Guys, I was like almost gonna win, but then I got wet. And then Unalaq fuses with Vatu and becomes a dark avatar.
We are now one.
And then Vatu and Unalaq Atar manages to use Korra's power of failing against her and slurp Raava's light spear out of her body, and well, shit. How hard, show, can she possibly fail? Please show us, because I have a feeling you've actually been holding back. Let it out! Let Korra's failure erupt like the geyser of ineptitude that it is! Spewing and gushing and just consuming her, consuming the world, consuming the entire Avatar universe. Watch as we pummel the spirit of Avatar into a bloody pulp. Ha! You like that? Oh no, not Raava. Whatever will Korra do without her? They were so close. So not only is none of this earned in terms of Korra's development, but now you are once again actively shitting all over Avatar The Last Airbender. Again. All for the sake of cheap, desperate, climactic tension. You don't get to just destroy all the avatars. No. And in terms of Korra failing, again, I don't want to come off like characters shouldn't fail. They should. But there needs to be a point to it. I mean, Book 1, Episode 2, at least we knew this failure was one she was going to come back from. Book 2, Korra has done nothing but fail. She started out by having to learn neutrality and diplomacy, and the plot was like, that's okay, Korra, you can skip it if it's too hard. Failed to get help to the south, failed not to be an immature asshole in public, failed at spirit bending, then stood around and did nothing for a while, which is still just failing to do something. Miraculously mastered spirit bending, only to make shit worse and then fail some more. Fail again, do nothing, fail, and fail. All for what? She only fails. She never seems to hit that crucial reflection point. She never seems to embody the sum of her experiences the way Aang or Zuko did. She never seems to be able to use her failures consciously in a way that evokes growth. Eliminating the past avatars is a very knee-jerk reaction for the fans. You kind of forgot to establish how any of this has any genuine personal significance to Korra.
He destroyed my connection to the past avatars. The cycle is over.
Oh no, we won't get a sequel.
I'm the last avatar.
Oh, poor Korra. Again, not feeling your loss. This just all has a default setting of bad.
The other avatars may not be able to help you anymore.
Right, because Korra spent so much time talking to her past lives. But whatever will she do without their invaluable guidance? Besides being a nice inter-series detour to a completely different series, none of Wan's story has anything to do with Korra. She had the connection to the past avatars and she never used it. She could have been talking to Juan this whole time. She could have been developing a relationship with Raava, so that when she loses these people, we would care! We would know what it meant to Korra!
No one can help me now.
Right. You mean no one can hand you the answer?
There may still be a way.
How?
I stand corrected. Tenzin takes her over to Vatu's tree, which is actually the Tree of Time.
These are my memories.
Korra, the most powerful thing about you is not the spirit of Raava, but your own inner spirit.
Her own inner spirit. You mean the one you erased? The one you reformatted, or the one you replaced? Or the one we've ignored utterly this entire series? Which inner spirit are we talking about here?
Avatar Juan.
He became a legend because of who he was, not what he was.
Oh, really? Who a character is more important than what they are? Really? This series excels at objectifying Korra in every way possible. Focusing on what she is, not who she is. I mean, do you notice how the worst thing we can do to Korra is not put her in any sort of personal conflict, but to just make her not the Avatar? And all of those memories you've got there, Tree of Time, are all memories of moments in this series that were focused on what Korra is. Her objective value to other characters. Who she's important to, who's worried about her, what abilities does she have, what abilities doesn't she have, how strong is she, how special is she. Hell, you wiped her memory and made it so she never had to face or atone for her behavior. Who requires introspection, problem solving, and personal growth, which this series seems hell-bent on avoiding at all costs. So don't tell me that Korra as a person matters for squat.
You have to help them, Korra.
They're halfway around the world.
Don't bend the elements, but the energy within yourself.
Hey, it's like what the lion turtle said to Aang when he was going through a deep moral crisis. Aang used that ability to neutralize the Fire Lord and retain his morals and ideals in refusing to kill him. That resolution was about fulfilling his responsibility while retaining who Aang was. He succeeded in using a peaceful resolve to solve a violent conflict. But this is the Legend of Korra, so I'm sure we're about to turn a peaceful device into a superpowered kick-ass weapon. What is that supposed to be? Please tell me that giant blue faceless piece of crap that can't talk is supposed to be a manifestation of Korra's true inner unique self. You can't be serious. Of all the manifestations of Korra we've cycled through, this one is actually the least Korra-like rendition yet! How did you do that? Okay, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, this seems familiar. Yeah, that's definitely... What is that? Stop making Korra's peril so damn suggestive and rapey. Quit doing that. They're spirits. Why do they know, like, oh, take your arms, pin them against the wall? This is the battle between the forces of evil and chaos and Korra's true inner self. And this is how you drew her?
Ooh, Paju's caught me in his tentacles.
But maybe we're building up to it. Come on, Korra, fight back the purple! Use every ounce of your over-the-top, awesome, kick-ass Korra-tude to fight back. No! Piss off, Jinora! She has to do it herself! Can we just once let Korra succeed on her own merits? Just once! Yeah, so Jinora comes down. Korra, you look like you're having a bad time. Let me just fix this for you. Well, I see Jinora has inherited her grandfather's ability to solve Korra's shit for her. How nice.
Raava.
Oh, it can talk. She. And Korra's just like, oh, hey, Raava. Yoink. Well, that was easy. And then perform some spirit bending on Vatu in order to pacify and calm him. Only in the Legend of Korra would a purification ritual involve screaming.
Go in peace.
He didn't. I don't know if you were paying attention, but that's not what that was. And to hell with metaphors!
Find the light in the dark.
She literally reaches into the spirit of darkness and pulls out the light spirit. She literally finds the light in the dark. Supposed to be a metaphor! She has to think something positive, or do a selfless act, or be confident or unassuming or something, and then those feelings push away the darkness. You told us how this works!
We must return to the spirit world so we can fuse once again.
So they do that, and it's a very pretty sequence. Too bad I don't feel anything between these two.
Her avatar spirit has returned.
Again, they had no relationship. For Juan, Raava was an actual character. She was a friend and an ally. For Korra, she's just a power-up.
Are you also reconnected to your past lives?
No.
Yeah, because I don't think Raava was useless enough. Between the two of you, when Korra and Raava put their heads together, there's nothing they can accomplish.
I think that link is gone forever.
Well, you never use that as anything other than a power-up either, so... Does anyone care? Well, actually, nobody cares. So, if I've got this right, the next Avatar will finally achieve their connection to their past lives, and the only one standing there will be you. Lucky them.
Is there someone else up there we could talk to?
Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up.
Why don't you close the portals?
Korra closes the portals.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Ugh! Korra, everyone's tired and they want to go home. Wait, everyone, I've learned something really this time. I don't believe you.
What if humans and spirits weren't meant to live apart? What if Avatar Juan made a mistake when he closed the portals?
Oh, we should leave the portals open, really? Well, that's quite the revelation. What would that be based on exactly? Well, that sounds like maybe something Juan learned at some point, using actual character development. For Korra... this seems like a nice end-of-series statement to make, but it sure as hell is not informed by actual character development. We don't know what your protagonist is thinking. She just fails or gets beaten up and then just moves on. How are we supposed to know? What had any sort of impact on her? What she thinks, what she cares about, how she would come to make a decision like this. We'll never know! We spent more time watching her leave the room than we did inside Korra's head. But you know what? At least she's making a decision. She's finally made a bold, high-stakes decision, the consequences of which she will most certainly have to take responsibility for. So, whatever. Good. Fine. Hooray! Well, we had to endure a lot of crap to get to this point. Good job, Korra.
The War of the Water Tribes is over. The Southern Tribe is now independent.
She can do that. Korra and Mako break up mutually. It's quite mature and very... Actually, it's kind of sad.
I've realized that even though we should learn from those who came before us, we must also forge our own path.
Okay, well, you did neither of those things until 4 seconds ago. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Humans and spirits must learn to live together.
My mission will always be to guide the world toward peace and balance.
Right, yeah, finding the balance, that's your job. You know, the problem with this, killing off Vaatu is too convenient, it's too easy, and it doesn't even make any sense. If the world is in balance, chaos and harmony are constantly in flux. You can't actually destroy the spirit of chaos. It's always going to be around, whether it's storms or just people disagreeing with each other. It's always going to be there. You don't actually destroy it. Even violence is a force of chaos, and Korra uses violence all the time to accomplish her peaceful goals. And this series even has moments where it seems to actually represent chaos as a force of good, like in the character of Veric, or even Unalaq, at times Korra, and then other times where it's, no, it's just a big bad guy, you just punch it and everyone goes home. Anyways, that's that, I'm done. If I never say the word Korra again, it will be too soon. Like, I need to review something else. If I don't review something else and you see Korra Book 3, you'll know that I failed.
I was just walking out the door.